It's fantastic to be back here in Sonoma County. It's a year ago that I was here for the conference last year, and it was just so inspiring for me to, I wasn't here for it, but to hear about the youth conference and how the youth have been taking the 10 principles and using them in their own way to help them think about the sort of future that they want. And in fact, thousands of people around the world are now using the One Planet principles. It started for us back in the late 1990s, where we started building our own eco-village in London called Bedzed, and people like Jake have visited that project in South London, and it's where I live with my wife, where we have our headquarters for Bioregional, which is a not-for-profit there, and which was really the inspiration for creating a way of a framework to help us think about how we can create the sorts of future that we all want. So if I could have my slides up. So next slide. And I'd just like to actually just share, I spoke a bit about the One Planet framework last year, but I'd just like to share in the last year some of the progress that we've made. So this is an image of One Brighton. We were the developer on this project. It's 172 apartments, and in fact this year we achieved, now we're running 100% on renewable energy at a 30% saving to our residents, and it's the largest private car-free development in the UK, and an example of a One Planet community. So next slide. And this is an image of Village Nature. It's a project that we've been working on with Euro Disney and Pierre Vacances in France. It's an extension to Disneyland Paris, but it's being developed as a One Planet destination, as a One Planet community. And next slide. And we've been working on this project for 10 years, and now it's under construction. And this time next year, it will be open, and we're expecting about 1 million visitors a year. So absolutely stunning project. Again, run completely off renewable energy, the largest geothermal swimming lagoon in Europe, artificially heated outdoor lagoon, and run on all the 10 One Planet principles. So next slide. And this is a project being developed by a UK developer in Bicester, near Oxford. This is the computer-generated image that they produced about 6 years ago. And next slide. And here's the 400-home village, almost complete, with residents moving in. Again, using all the 10 One Planet principles. So run completely on renewable energy, zero-waste strategy in place, sustainable transport strategy. So things are really progressing. Next slide. And I had the privilege of spending a bit of time, or every year I go out to Tanzania to visit one of our other partners there, Singita Serengeti. It's a private wildlife reserve, and this is just one of the pictures I took. You just can't travel 100 yards without bumping into a giraffe or an elephant or a cheetah. And they adopted the One Planet principles 4 years ago. And next slide. And here, this is Ellie and Wilson, who run one of the lodges there. And last year, they reduced the energy consumption of this lodge by 25%. So, you know, fantastic progress. People all around the world involved in this, in creating a better future. Next slide. And they've installed their first solar farm there. So within the next 5 years, they want to be run completely off renewable energy. And by the way, it's where George and Amal had part of their honeymoon. And they heard about One Planet Living. So they're involved in this in some way. Next slide. But I'm privileged to get to travel a lot around the world, but there's something very special about California. You know, there's no place in the world which can take ideas, and I'll often say British ideas, and add resources, refine them, scale them, and then take them to the world. So this is where we think the next phase of development of One Planet Living is going to come. And my own feeling is it's going to be here in the North Bay, which has the unique characteristic of combining innovation with quality of life. and it's really special. And I think Sonoma County is, going to be one of the real brand leaders in terms of bringing this quality of life with innovation together. And at the epicenter of that, I think, is going to be Sonoma Mountain Village, or SOMO Village. So it's stunning, that you're all here today, and you're the sorts of people who I think are going to be able to really create the future that we all want and we need. And next slide. And I'm pleased to say we've been working since the last Sustainable Enterprise Conference with our partners with Sustainable North Bay and ZDCA, Creative Associates here, and Jan Ballard, on looking at how we can take the One Planet principles and convert them into a digital platform which everyone can access and everyone can use, and everyone can share their actions and create the alignment that we need to create the efficient move towards a truly sustainable future. And we're going to launch this as a company, and it's going to be based out of SoCo Nexus, we hope. So we're hoping we'll have done that in the next few months. So next slide. And I'm going to finish with a quote from Winston Churchill. I may have used this before, but I want to use it again. And he said, "You can always rely on the Americans to do the right thing, having exhausted every other possibility." I think you're still trying one last possibility with Mr. Trump. But once that's over, we're going to rely on you to help us yet again. And we're going to rely on you, Brad. This time next year, we want to see the residential coming out with the Zen Center and really take this on to the next stage. So we'll rely on you, we'll help you, but all of us, let's work together and create the future that we all want. So thank you very much.